What standards do Japanese women have that differ from Western women? Good question. Do you want to go ahead, John?
Japanese women are very feminine. They're very demure. They're very modest. They're not combative. They're not trashy. They're not outspoken and loud and obnoxious. They are very honorable women in the sense that they don't just do something and think like, oh, what is this effect going to have on me? They think, oh, what is this going to make my dad look like? What is this going to make my mom look like? What is this going to make my grandma look like? What's this going to make my uncle look like? So and that's a really good girl to have around, a woman that considers what her actions are going to affect not only her, but everybody around her.
Love is not enough to keep your husband. You need to also respect your husband. And if you're wondering what does that mean, respecting him means that when he tells you something, you don't make him repeat it more than once. Respecting him means when he's not around, you still honor him and you act like he's around and you behave in the way you would when he's around. You know what respect means. You do it with your boss, you do it with your father, so do it with your husband because he is the most deserving of respect than anyone else, and that's the way you...
This is a list of 5 countries where you can actually afford to retire by the beach, and number 5 is my personal favorite. Number 1, Ecuador. 500 miles of shoreline, quaint fishing villages, and rent that's 88% less than New York City. Number 2, Vietnam. 2,000 miles of coastline, delicious and cheap food, and cost of living 47% less than the US. Number 3, Belize. Not the cheapest, but still 28% less than the US, and offers the easiest transition through the retired person residency program. Number 4, Colombia. With coastline on both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, there's lots of beach towns to choose from, and the cost of living here is 61% less than the USA. And number 5, my personal favorite, Thailand. The cost of living is 38% less than the US, and if you're over 50, you can get a retirement visa. Comment below and let me know which one you'd choose.
Ladies in foreign countries, ma'am, when you see them passport bros leading through the crowd with their beer belly and bald heads and colorful ugly shirts, this is how they live in America. This is it. This is what they come home to after you feed them arroz con pollo. This is what they coming home to, okay? I sprinkle. Okay, this is what they coming home to, baby. Remember that.
This so-called dating coach Postwall supposedly married a sugar daddy and had a kid with him. Her whole career is bashing men and gassing up modern women. Yeah, there are those types of men who go overseas, and that's not the average passport bro. She conflates that disingenuously because she'd go out of business, teaching women how to be boss ladies and CEOs so they can quote-unquote get the bag from a high-value man. If she really showed what an average passport bro looked like, which is a regular guy in the States that has enough money to easily afford the $1,000 tickets to Asia or Latin America. These men are just tired of the BS from the States and dealing with HOE inflation. Because most modern women are all gunning for the highest value male, or commitments from Chads and Tyrones, when that's just the equivalent of trying to win the lottery. Here's a passport bro winning.
Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
He's not a scrub, but I guarantee you he's not 6 feet or has a large social media following or is a rich man. Even if he is 6 feet tall, any man with a half a brain realizes the 10 that's in Colombia is higher quality than any American female. Her American equivalent in looks would be already passed around by a whole NBA team and demand Louis Vuitton bags and 6,000 Prada shoes just to date her. So if you're well put together, like hitting the gym hard, having decent amount of money, going to places like Colombia will supercharge your dating life, as this man has found out.
Being single and 46 sucks. And I'm fucking tired. And I make jokes about the fucking buffoons that I have been encountering in dating. But in reality, this is my reality. This is my reality. All the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s because they're good men.
Sadly, if those good men who got married to a modern woman, 50% of them are going to get divorce graped, and 80% of those women will file for divorce, throwing away those good men. That's why I hope the future guys who think about marriage become passport bros. Back to the video, when she talks about only encountering buffoons, who's going to tell her? That's what she's qualified for, because in her car you see a kid seat. She's 46 and looks like she's overweight. There's no country she can go to find the man she wants. She'd be lucky if she was a side piece, but she's too proud for that. She's like someone who can afford a used Honda Civic trying to buy a new Porsche.
Embrace your masculinity.
Top comment says, I thought she was a strong, independent woman though. Most women want to be strong and independent so they can be an HOE. Another comment, they don't think about that when they're putting good men in the friend zone for the players. Exactly. They think what feels good in the moment, not what is good for the future. From an older man, sounds like my ex-wife. Funny how all her friends that told her she was really special are all gone now. The truly special women are virgins till marriage, wanting to be mother and wife types. Other than that, the only thing about these modern women are the fact that half of them are special needs. And just remember, you're not just marrying or having a relationship with her, it's her friends too. What you see in her friends are a reflection in her because she co-signs everything they do, because she's still friends with them. If she didn't agree with what they did, she'd not be friends with them. She enjoys the gossip and cheers them on going on a screw fest. As much different as she may be from her friends, she's exactly who they are. Another man responds, LOL, mine too. She invited her friend over to watch her throw my stuff out of our house. 5 years later, I'm remarried and she's on boyfriend number 9. Modern women conflate sexual market value with relationship market value, especially with TV shows and sitcoms like Sex and the City, where it shows post-walls having flings with handsome bankers and then marrying them. That's 100% fantasy. It's like the fat guy loser hooking up with runway models. Just because females can bed high-quality men doesn't mean those men will commit to them. Being a backup lay on Tuesday at 3 a.m. isn't marriage material, and they automatically get disqualified giving it up after the first date.
Let me get this straight. You have been telling men for years that you don't want them, that you don't need them, that they don't meet your standards, that they don't treat you right. That you can pay for your own hair, you can pay for your own nails, you can afford your own home, you can afford your own car. Men are good for nothing. You're strong, you're independent. But then you get mad when these men go to another country to actually find a woman that has the qualities that they are looking for in a wife. Make it make sense. I also want to talk about why this mindset that so many Western women have is actually extremely problematic. Because not only are you putting down the men who are going overseas with pure intentions, you're also putting down the women from these other countries solely off of the fact that they were not brought up in a Western culture. Because you're calling them uneducated, you're calling them poor, you're calling them weak, you're calling them vulnerable. You're creating a superiority complex where you are at the top and women from all these other countries are at the bottom. Now let me tell you something. If you were really superior, the men would not be leaving, and you would not be single.
Hot girl with the facts. Wouldn't be surprised if she's from another country. Believe it or not, there are many people in Asia who speak English better than Americans. Yeah, Why do modern women care if the men they've rejected go overseas to become a passport bro? Oh, it's because they want those same men they rejected to be there when they became a single mom or when they need that 304 retirement plan, also known as a marriage, because they're tired of being strong and independent. And like the lady in the video said, if these American women are so much better than foreign women, then why do the foreign women have a higher marriage rate to American men than they do? 6 out of 1,000 men in America are getting married now. I bet more than 50% of American men going overseas are getting married to foreign ladies. Probably 75% to be honest. Let's read the comments. Top comment said, I literally had a girl tell me that I needed to pay for her Uber, babysitter, and money to get dolled up for a first date. That's how you know she doesn't really like you. If she demands a first date that costs you money, especially a lot of it. Like a steak dinner, which some places, a meal for two, can cost as much as a cheap used car, which is $1,000. And it's just the beginning. If you're dumb enough to pay for a first date, it's going to be the new standard. Then when you're really dating, it's pay for a quick trip to a vacation spot or buy floor seats at an NBA game or a Disney World trip in Florida. You'll be the ATM to fund their lifestyle they're not qualified for. The guy responded to his own comment. They want equality but demand a traditional first date. Hashtag hypocrisy. In all my life, I've never seen these feminists offer to take a man out on a date and pay for everything. And some of them are making a 6-figure salary with a BS diversity officer job. In reality, biology kicks in and the 6-figure feminist wants a man who makes double her salary and has masters from a top university, when that man is extremely high in demand. What the feminists don't understand is that man has to choose from them and the rest of the feminists, plus a bunch of other women. It comes down to who's the hottest and the easiest to get along with. Old man comments, I wish I had gone overseas to find a wife a long time ago. I'm too old now, so I'll just be by myself enjoying the peace. And someone responds, I lived in Thailand for a while. Plenty of older men retire there. It's a great place to find a wife. Think about it. There are older women in Thailand, just like anywhere else. So you're never too old to be a passport bro. You just have to be financially stable. The difference is that the older women there may have had 1 to 2 partners in their lifetime. Like their husband died of a freak accident or they've only been in a long-term relationship and not road-worn like the women from the West. Another comment. They want a man to make over $100K while they make $25 to $30 a year. A lot of these women have a negative net worth, if you factor in their student loans and credit card debt. Remember, most people in America and the UK are in debt because they try to live a lifestyle they cannot afford, like own a car when they're a paycheck away from getting evicted from their apartment. So if something does go wrong with the car, they have to use a credit card to keep the car running along with paying for gas and insurance. Someone responds to the comment, 100K when all they got is child support from their baby daddies. A lot of women make money by having kids to collect child support. That's the sole purpose of having their kids, to collect the welfare and Section 8. Raising future criminals or OnlyFans performers because there will be no discipline or parental care.
Here you go.
Ooh, I said, did you make my dinner, not buy me food? Did you cook?
I just made that for you. You saw me in the kitchen for like 2 hours.
You were cooking this?
Yes, I made you African food. That's what you like.
You cooked this?
Yeah, I just made it.
You didn't buy this from a restaurant?
No, I cooked it for you. Why don't you try it? Why, you think because like I'm white, I can't cook?
I didn't say that. You used all the ingredients and everything.
Yes. Why don't you why don't you just try it? Like.
You cooked this?
I cooked it.
You sure?
Try to go.
Remember when I told you I wasn't ready for a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want a girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Would you marry me?
Yeah.
I can't take you back home though. My village will not accept you. But would you marry me?
Okay, but we won't go to your village.
That's funny. Dude thought it was a glitch in the Matrix when the American woman actually cooked something that wasn't out of a box or wasn't microwaved. Just goes to show how the rest of the world views American women. And you wonder why most men from other countries only want women in the West for that green card or escort level SEX. Top comment says it all. He says, but I can't take you back home. My village won't accept you. Damn. Yeah, dude will lose his status instantly with that ratchet. Someone responds, certainly will not. They halfway accept black American women in a lot of those villages. What he means is American black women. You know, the loud-mouthed, super masculine ones with neon hair colors and animal claws for fingernails and dressed like a streetwalker. In other countries, especially traditional ones, American women would be mistaken for streetwalkers. Another comment, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Some things never change. Yeah, things like that can make an average-looking feminine fit woman be much more appreciated and desirable. This is why most rich men marry sevens, because they understand that they have to bring more to the table to lock a man down. And they're usually not hot enough to have smoke blown up their ass all day, so they don't have an ego. A 7 can always improve the looks through working out. A 10 is going to depreciate. It's downhill after her prime. Granted, she can still look really good, but that 10 status is temporary. Of course, some American women had to comment, "Ew, I'd divorce him once I heard how he eats, yuck." Another chick responds, "Me too." As they have all the options in the world, and last I checked, he's not checking for a black American woman, so-called queens. Yet these ratchets are acting like they're the ones who rejected him. In other countries, smacking the lips is a sign that the person likes the food. It's the same in Asia when slurping the soup. I thought women in America are the most educated women on the planet. I guess they don't teach geography to criminal justice majors. Usually, I say don't get married to American women, but this guy can get a green card and American citizenship. Like, upside is too great for him not to. And he's from a village, so she can't steal his assets. Maybe after he becomes a citizen, he can divorce her and half of her net worth when he finds a younger ghetto white chick who screws only Ray Rays and Pookies. You just saw the difference between American women and the passport bros. As they say, passport bros, we up.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.